Hello guys and welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. I think today we're going to show you how to set up your tanks, your colonies for profit, okay? Because there is a method to it, so stay tuned. So this one is pretty obvious, right? The first one is your tank size. Now I don't have an awful lot of space here, that's why I have a lot of smaller tanks as you can see around me. I also have the odd big one. Now the bigger ones are probably, if money was no object and I had a much bigger house, I think this would be the size of tanks I would go for everything, for all my shrimp tanks, because these are the tanks I have my most breeding success with, okay? So these tanks are 100 litres plus. This one here is like 150 litres. The top one up there is something like 190 litres. And this large tank size is required because you want the shrimp to have as much possible space as possible. Okay, because the baby shrimp, they obviously need space to grow. If you have a small tank, you will notice a lot of shrimp simply don't grow at all. They will get stunted. So you require a larger tank for more tank space. Now you can see in here, I haven't fed this tank, but you can see the numbers of shrimp on the bottom here. And this is them just randomly wandering around. So you need a decent size for your shrimp to live in, basically, okay? And this is for another reason as well, because when you're breeding shrimp for profit, guys, there's a lot of I see lots and lots of videos on this breeding shrimp for profit. But the reason you want to have a bigger tank is because the more shrimp you have, the more shrimp you can sell, and the more that they will reproduce. Let me explain further down here. Okay guys, so this is my painted fire red tank. I have literally hundreds and hundreds of fire reds in here, and you can probably just see them in amongst the gravel here. This camera is not the best for macro type shots. Let me put a little bit of food in just to get them to come to the front while we talk. Okay, so with this kind of tank, right, you want lots and lots of places for your shrimp to go in and hide. Because there's so many of them in here, I have lots and lots of plants. In the back here we have hornwort, and we have a Java fern here at the front. We have a little bit of Busa philandra there at the side as well. But this video is not about the setup of the tank, it's about how you can keep on breeding them to make some money. Look at them all, it's like a little train of shrimp here all jumping towards the bit of food. Now this food is pure Nordics amino sticks, because when you have such large colonies like this where you have lots and lots of shrimp, you need to give the females protein, okay? And you need to keep on giving them protein so they keep on producing babies. And so what you want to do with something like this, guys, is obviously you'd sell your shrimp probably about a centimetre size like this. This is acceptable to sell. And with having a tank this size, there should be no issue in you selling 10, 15, 20 shrimp at a time and it not impacting on the tank at all. Right, so you could do that every single week, and you wouldn't really see a decline in the amount of shrimp in the tank. Now if anything, you probably would see an increase as there's more and more shrimp born, more shrimp raised up, etc. Right? So this is how you start your shrimp colony. You see this is starting to go into a ball already. This is how you get your tanks and your colonies up to speed. Now this tank is approximately 6 months old with these painted fire reds, and to keep the quality up, guys, you also have to cull them, basically. Now I've shown you guys how I cull these before. None of these get killed, they all go into a cull tub, but it is important that you cull your shrimp if you're breeding specific traits in them, right? So this one for me is painted fire reds. So anything in here that is not a painted fire red, I can see one here that's just a standard cherry, this one must come out the tank, okay? Because you don't want to sell this to people, you don't want to mislabel what you're selling, basically, right? And when you're growing colonies like this, they require a ton of food, okay? Some tanks I get away with not feeding for days. Let me have a little look up here just so you can see, because some of my breeding projects are really taking off. A tank like this one is only 55, 60 litres, and I have about 10 really nice zebra pintos. These are the ones that I bred myself, and a couple of them are getting near the point where they look like poor grade galaxies. Look at this female here, isn't it that absolutely awesome? She has kind of some of the galaxy markings in the face, but she's not fully marked. And what's awesome with these guys as well is they are F1s. So the next generation should be even better. Let's have a little look at this tank here, because this is where they came from. This one's not so full, but there's the odd baby still in here hanging around. It's the same with this one. I haven't bred anything specifically in here, but you can see there's another zebra pinto. But I do notice today that there's more babies in the gravel, so this is what you do, right? If you have a bigger tank like this, you will have by far more breeding success because it is stable. Okay, and that is how you breed huge colonies of shrimp for profit, basically. Let's have a little look at my other tanks, just so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit in more detail. This one, for example, this one here is my crystal black and my King Kong tank, right? But you will say to yourselves, Mark, you don't actually have an awful lot of shrimp in here. I don't, because I cull this one so hard that I only want the best females, which you can see here. I have a lot of large females, and then the only males in here are King Kongs. So you can see where I'm going with this. I'm breeding in this tank for a specific purpose. Right up here you can see my crystal reds as well. Lots and lots and lots of them. If I put some food in here, they'd be all over the place at the front. And this one is a colony that is starting. Now this tank isn't huge, but it's me starting my orange eye blue tiger colony again. You can just see the babies in the Sawasser tank. These ones are about 1 centimeter in size. But I don't have a lot of these guys, so I wouldn't sell them yet. This tank is cherries, and it also has some tangerine tigers, which will be getting sold. This one is still being set up. This tank over here is looking absolutely gorgeous. Look at it. Oh my god, it's by far the best looking tank I have. Even the moss is starting to look awesome. Everything's awesome in my shrimp room. Okay, so I hope this has been of some help to you guys on how you can start up a great colony of shrimp. Look at all the babies here. I have a Missouri type thing on this white thing at the back there. I have panda there, there's a panda over there, there's lots and lots of tangerine tigers, technically tangerine serrata, another panda here, loads and loads of tigers. These ones are all mixed as well. I'm specifically looking for babies to show you because I think they're the most interesting ones, because you're like, whoa, let's look at this little fella here. This is a Missouri crown as well, another little panda, little steel, more little pandas, more wine reds. There's 2 wine reds there. There's a beautiful King Kong Extreme at the back there. But there you go, guys. Love looking at shrimp, I love it. Look at this guy up here, little panda as well. I thought I saw a little zebra baby in here, which should be impossible because I don't actually have any pintos in here, but I did see a zebra pinto baby in here. One of the black ones. Let's see. Will you be able to see this fella? Probably not. But they're awesome. This is what it's like when you get shrimp in the breeding mode and your tanks are big enough to cope with the colonies that you produce. You get lots and lots of babies. So there's been like a minute, and you can see there's still like a train of shrimp coming, and that is how you breed lots and lots of colonies for profit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, your thoughts on this as well, because I want to know specifically how many tanks you have and how you go about breeding colonies of shrimp for profit. Look at these guys. Oh, I'm so proud of them. You know what's awesome about these guys as well is there is 2 females in here, and it's the 2 best looking ones that are buried. One right there, you see it? The joys of keeping wonderful shrimp. Look at this little fellow over here. Little zebra pinto marching up the back. And this tank doesn't look like it has much in it, but it's like you see the odd one, like an odd zebra pinto like this. And I'm always waiting for the next batch in here, because what I do, guys, with this is, because these tanks are smaller, right, I don't have to move the shrimp in this tank, but I do up here. As soon as these get to around about 1 centimeter in size like this, I have to move them on so the babies in here can start to grow. So there's the downfall of a tank this size. I keep them going back over here because these are so special. Okay, By the way, guys, as well, if you don't mind, please hit that notification bell icon, because I've recently discovered that subscribing to someone isn't enough to see all their videos. And so I would like you to go over and hit that bell notification if you'd wish to see more of my content, okay? I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.